All right. Welcome to the Strong Side Podcast. My name's Mitchell Black, and I'm your host. And today I'm rolling solo. Now we're trying something new with our audio today. I'm going to try these earbuds and see what this sounds like. So if the audio is a little off than normal, I apologize. But hey, we're trying new stuff all the time, and that's a big piece of what we're going to talk about today. So today is a really, really fun episode, and I'm really excited to dive into it. And I always want to remind you that these episodes are live streamed. It's on our Facebook page, our YouTube, and Instagram. You can comment right now, and I will answer your questions. We'll engage. We'll go back and forth. All right. Or just leave a comment, leave a review on Apple Music, on Spotify. This podcast is everywhere that podcasts are available. All right. Hey, look, today, super excited to talk to you about. These episodes where I roll solo, I get so fired up because they're really, really good topics and things to talk about. And today we're going to talk about effort over everything. And I say effort over everything, but what I really mean is showing up. I have a few really key principles that I practice in business and in real life, like in my personal life. And number one is showing up. I think that you can get so far and do so many great things by simply showing up every day. Everybody wants to have these elaborate strategies. I remember when I started Strong Side, and everybody that I talked to, outside of telling me don't do it, everybody said, you need a business plan. You need a business plan. You need a strategy. You need to like project yourself 5 years out and what you're going to do. And so, first off, when you're already drowning, that doesn't work. You're not going to learn how to swim when you're already drowning. I'm not saying that you shouldn't plan. What I'm saying is that we can get stuck in these details and we can get stuck in this, hey, I got to live in the future. These are the things that I got to do, to the point where it inhibits your ability to progress because you're not even showing up every day. And when I say showing up, there is a big difference between being there and showing up. Being there is I went to school every day. Being there is I went to work. Well, I was there. I did it. Bro, that doesn't mean that you showed up. Showing up is showing up to a new level every single day. And if you say something like, like I was just saying about, oh man, you got to have this business plan, you got to have this, you got to have like all these things, dude. What you're not doing is you're not taking any action. You're definitely holding yourself back from taking a step forward, is what you're doing. And if you can increase the speed in which you can get an idea and then move to action, the greater chance of your success is going to be. And one thing that I'm really, really open about is that success is whatever you want to define it as. I'm just asking you to define it. If you go listen to our podcast that we did 2 weeks ago, my biggest thing is just you need to define what that is. Are you just trying to eat better? Well, what is eating better? Are you trying to work out more? Well, what is working out more? Are you trying to lose weight? How much weight are you trying to lose? Are you trying to be a better parent? Are you trying to be better at your job? Are you trying to be better in your marriage? Are you trying to be better at a marathon that you're trying to run? What is better? What is success? All of these principles translate over into that. And showing up is like a really cool way of repeating the things that work every day, but showing up as a new person every day. You almost have to reinstitute or revision yourself every single day of what you're trying to do. Because that's the difference between showing up and just being there. If you go on a run and you just run a mile, you were there. But did you run it to the best of your ability? Did you meet the workout objective? If you just eat well, did you eat enough? Were you engaged? Do you think this will last long term? Are you upset in your job because you're not really getting where you want to go, whether you own a company or work somewhere or whatever, but you're there every day? But is what you're doing every day, can you leave the end of the day saying this is the best that I could have done, and there's no way that I could have given any more effort? That's the difference between being there and showing up. Because I think you can define success however you want to define it. It can be financial, it can be uh, like losing a certain amount of weight. It can be going to the gym 5 days a week. You got to pick it. You have to define it. You can't just walk around and say, I want to be successful. You have to be, I want to be successful in my what? All right. And I can promise you this, this is why you have to focus on showing up every single day. Showing up, being, repeating the things that work on a daily basis, but entering it with a new version of you every day, because the entire thing is uphill. Entire thing. All good things are uphill the entire way. Downhill is way easier. Downhill is when you start giving yourself reasons. You start creating examples, or you can call them excuses, but you start explaining why something couldn't happen. The uphill is the I'm going to follow my diet 6 days a week, and then I'm going to work out 5 days a week. The uphill is I really want to make this much money. The uphill is I want to get this promotion in my job. You pick it, whatever that is. The thing you want to do, run a 5K, whatever. The entire thing will be uphill. The whole thing. Every time that you go downhill, dude, it's so easy. It is so easy to go downhill. And it's so easy because not only, number one, is the path easier, but it's instant gratification to do that. Uphill is hard, and there's no instant reward. You want to run a marathon? Great. Train for 9 months to run a marathon. 2 months in, when you're bored, what do? You can start going downhill because you take the day off. You can say, I want to work really hard at my job because I want to get better. I want to make this much money, or I want to get a promotion, or I want to do whatever. You're not going to get an instant reward from that. You could work 5 years for the promotion that you want, but then 2 years in, you start showing up late, you start leaving early, mentally you're out, but it's instant gratification. You feel better instantly. The pressure comes off instantly. It doesn't get you to your goal, but the entire thing is uphill. And I wish there was an easier way for that, but I am telling you right now, the entire thing is uphill. It doesn't mean it's not rewarding, but it's uphill. You know, I have a lot of friends in the gym business, and I meet with a lot of trainers, and I'll be on phone calls with my buddies that own gyms or something like that. And this is real. They'll ask me straight up. They'll go, hey, look, I see what you're doing. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to just tell me, dude. Just tell me. Cut out all the junk. Cut out all the stuff you put on Facebook. We're friends. Tell me the quickest, fastest way to get from point A to point B. I want to make a ton of money in a short amount of time, and I need a whole bunch of members. And just tell me the formula that you're following. And I'm like, there's not one, dude. It's all uphill. The whole thing is uphill. There is no formula. There is no, hey, let's do this. If you can wrap your head around that, the fact of any piece of success that you're trying to accomplish is a lot of work uphill all the time, and you're in it for the greater good, it is very, very relieving. All the good stuff's uphill. The problem is the downhill thoughts, the downhill days. When you start taking time and days off, too often people will work 4 days uphill. They'll grind it. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday's hump day. Like you're pushing it, you're going for it. And then what happens? You take a day off. One downhill day will erase 4 days of uphill. You're trying and pushing so hard to be better, but then it gets destroyed. We've all done that. Like whether it's your diet. How many people do you know, you or a friend or something, work so hard throughout the week? It's uphill battle, right? No, I don't want this food. No, I'm not drinking during the week. I'm like, you have this thing. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it. And then on the weekends, you destroy it. Off the bandwagon, no working out, tons of alcohol, two desserts. I mean, you're killing it and you're rolling backwards. We work so hard 4 days on or 5 days on going uphill because we know that's where the reward is for the instant gratification to move backwards. You got to show up every day. You got to show up every day to a new you and a new innovative you. You can call it evolving. You can say, I got to evolve or die or adapt and die. I know those are the big things, but it's really just showing up every single day. A big thing that we have here at Strong Side is every day is day one. Every single day is day one. I preach that to our team. Every day you have to enter it with a new mentality, a new thought process, a new goal of how you're going to execute. Every day you're in your own rock concert is really what you're doing. And when you go watch your favorite rock band or rap dude or whatever, and they've played the song 10,000 times, it's your first time. And they have to put on that show like it's their first time. Day one is so important because the day that you start going into day two, the second that you stop evolving, the second that you stop taking new initiatives, the second that you stop showing up every day is the day you reach day two. And day two goes into stasis. Stasis is followed by steady decline and then death. You start rolling backwards. And it can be death in your company, it can be death in your goal, it can be death in your vision. You're definitely less motivated when you do that. Every day that you show up has to be day one. There's not a day two. Every class that I coach, I'm coming into that class, I'm saying, look, this is my first class of the day. Even if it's my fourth or fifth class, it doesn't matter. It is their first class. Look, I've been doing this 12 years. 12 years I've been showing up every single day, waking up at 4 a.m. to teach 5 or 5:30 a.m. classes and going all day. I added it up. I've taught something like 30,000 classes or something like that. It might even be higher than that. It doesn't matter that the people in the class don't know what a wall ball is. And I've done 30,000 classes with wall balls. It doesn't matter. What you're trying to do is show up every single day and re-innovate, re-communicate, evolve in how you're doing it. That's what really matters. Because you get stuck in this, like, I'll use the example of dieting again. When I eat really well. I eat the same foods all the time. I do the same thing all the time. You got to re-stimulate that, or you're going to get really, really bored. There's only so many salads you can eat. You have to go into this long-term thinking, long game of what you're trying to do. If you really have a goal that you're trying to achieve and you really want to be successful in it, you have to be, for lack of a better term, disciplined in it. And I say for lack of a better term because discipline is a buzzword. Discipline is, oh man, I'm going to be disciplined. I'm going to push hard. Sounds cool. You can't really define it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing to do, but it's challenging. Showing up is an action item. Showing up is saying, hey, look, effort matters. I can go a lot farther with effort than I can with just planning. Planning is important, but lack of effort is not going to get you anywhere. The intention of the effort that you put in and the intention of every single day showing up, repeating the tasks that work in a new, innovative way, dude, you're going to be wildly successful in whatever you're trying to do. Think about all the movies that you watch. Think about all the businesses that you see, all the people that are where you want to be, and they're just showing up. Do you know how many people are out there that are doing better than you and are less qualified than you? I'll say that again. They're doing better than you. They're just less qualified than you simply because they decided not to quit. Think about that. You can run the distance you want to run. You can make whatever you want to make. You can go as far as you want to go. You can do as many pull ups in here as you want to do. The question is, you're going to show up every day because you're going to want to go downhill. We all do that. Like I said in the middle of this podcast, it is way easier to go backwards. It is way easier to go downhill. It is way easier to have the instant gratification. I can guarantee you this, that if 50 burpees a day made you lose weight, let's just make that up. 50 burpees a day made you lose weight. I promise you that it is more instantly gratifying and probably more harmony and instant satisfaction by stopping what you're doing and watching Netflix instead of doing your burpees. 100%. It's the long-term game that you're going for. One thing that I say all the time is that you're not trying to get fit quick. You're trying to get fit for sure. And you're trying to wrap your head around a mentality that says, look, I understand that I could stop doing this. If you skip the gym today, it will be more instantly gratifying than if you go today. I'll be real with you. I'll tell you that 100%. If you have a bad meal, it will be way more instantly gratifying. If you spend money on something stupid rather than investing it or saving it for what you want to do, it will be way more instantly gratifying. but you're not worried about that. You want a winner's mentality. A winner's mentality is saying every day is day one. Every day I'm showing up. Every day I'm repeating the tasks that will get me there, that have been proven to be successful, but I'm finding it a new, innovative way every single day. Look, I'm rolling solo on today's podcast. It's super short. We're what, freaking 15 minutes in? It doesn't need to be long to be effective like that. I'm just telling you what you need to do. Look, a big piece for me in whatever I've done in my life has been showing up. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, for sure. Didn't go to some Ivy League school, barely got out of high school. I just know some key concepts. And I can tell you that hard work, consistency, and showing up, not being there is different. Just because you go to work 9 to 5 every day don't mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. What did you do while you were there? What was your level of productivity? Because you taught 5 classes, because you went to the gym, because you worked out, because you ran, none of that means anything. What did you do while you were there is what matters. All right. So show up every single day, repeat some tasks that you know matter, know make you successful, but arrive in a new, innovative way every day. We've never arrived. Okay. Every single day, you're trying to get better and better and better. Let's rock and roll. Let's crush the day. Give this sucker a 5-star on Apple Music. And hope you enjoy the podcast.